Alright guys, welcome to Learn with W3 Schools. My name is Dr. Zishan and let's begin with a very quick and short tutorial on JavaScript strings. Now, there are various different methods that are available that allow us to work with strings in JavaScript, but we're just going to explore the basic fundamentals. So it's going to be quick and short tutorial, not to go into much detail. So let's just get into it. So, what do we exactly mean by strings? Well, JavaScript strings are basically type of data that allows us to store alphanumeric characters. So today we're going to discuss what exactly are JavaScript strings, what methods we use within them. Then we're going to see what are the advantages and the real world applications for that. We're also going to talk about the essential string methods with syntax and examples. And then we will round it off with a real world example of various some of the string methods along with few key takeaways. So not much to talk about, just to give you an overview what exactly is strings and how we use them. Okay, so let's get started with the basics. A string, what exactly we mean by that? So a string in a JavaScript is like a sentence or even a single word enclosed in quotation marks. Strings helps us to understand and display the text, process the data, or even interact with the users. Now, string methods are tools to play with these strings. Want to count characters, chase, for example, change capital to small, or chop off extra piece of characters that you don't like. Well, the string methods are there. So these methods have got your back. Remember though, strings are immutable, which basically means that every time you tweak a string, you actually create a new string. So that's what we need to understand and always need to remember. So every time you change a string, it's basically create a new one. So these are three basic ideas about the strings. Now, why you need to learn string methods? Well, advantages and how we need to use them. So you might wonder, why bother even learning string methods? Well, think of all the times you have filled out a form online. How does the website know your email has a typo error? Well, there are string methods behind it that check your string. So if you miss out at the rate symbol or dot, the string methods will actually evaluate and check that. These methods simplify everything from cleaning the messy inputs to building a dynamic web pages. Want to extract hashtag from a tweet? Check. String methods allow you to do that. So format a phone number or check anything that you want to do in a data, password length, or your name. The string methods allows us to do that. Okay, so these are there. This can be done and used almost everywhere. Every application, every programming, every app that you develop, you will be required to validate the text that has been entered by the system, right? So that's required by the user to enter the text, the data that's being read, input, processed. Every validation, we use string methods to do that thing. So the possibilities are endless. How does the works? Well, the string methods are very quite simple. So here let me explain how it works in other words, right? So every single string method is like a little helper attached to a string. The general format is string dot method dot arguments. So this is what we basically mean. So for example, if you want to know how many characters a string has, you use dot length function, this one. So you need to make all the characters uppercase. You use a method, we say string dot to uppercase. So you need include a specific thing in a string. You use includes methods. It checks if it contains a specific substring or not. So this is how we basically typically use the syntax is you provided a string and then you provide a string methods. Now do mind all these methods are pre-built. Okay, so you don't actually have to create them. That's the beauty here. All these methods, and there are like tons of other methods as well, all these are pre-built for you. You just have to know what each method is, how to use those methods. So let's look at a couple of scenarios. So imagine you are building a sign up form and a user adds an unnecessary spaces around their email. Without cleaning it, they get an error. Okay, so in this case we have a space here and we have a space here. So what do? We need to remove these spaces before the data can be stored in a database. So we use something called a trim. It removes any extra spaces from the beginning or at the end of a string. Try it out on your own inputs and you will find out. So here we said, hey, email. So we use email variable dot trim method. Remember this email is a string. How does a string? Because we have used it inside inverted quotations. Anything you put inside inverted quotations become a string. So we have said, hey, here's my email address. Save it inside this variable called email. Now this email behaves as a string. So now what we're doing is we're saying, hey, go inside this email and perform this trim function. So what this trim will eventually do, it will remove all the spaces before and afterwards. So that's how the trim works. So if you have a string, for example, text, it might contain any spaces before or after, not in the middle. So this trim will actually remove all the spaces before and after the text. It will not touch anything in between, because your string could be a multi-word, a multi, 2 words or 3 words containing spaces itself. So trim always works in that. And then obviously you can go and print this new string into your console.log. Similarly, let's look at another example. So let's see, we have a scenario when we need to find if a word contains or a statement contains this word called great. So now what we do is, so let's say you need to analyze some customer's review on a YouTube or on a feedback form or on a website, and you want to find out if the user said something like great or good or fantastic. So how do you know? So how do you process that data quickly rather than reading each individual comment? So we use again a string method called includes. So this include method is your go-to tool. It searches for a specific word in a string and returns either true or false. So now the trick here is understanding what the data will be returned. In the previous method trim, a new string is returned. Here this method will actually return either true or false, whether that string exists or not. So in this case, we have a string. This is a product has a great and affordable. And so we want to look for this word great. So we say, hey, I have a string called review. So we use review dot include. So again, see this variable is name used here. Then we use this built-in function called includes. We provided an argument. This is how we basically use. So almost every single method is used exactly in the same way. It would require an argument depending on what your argument are. So how you use it, again, need to know that. Then in this case, this method will return either true or false, what we call the Boolean data. So this will return a Boolean data for us. Simple. And you can easily say, hey, does this string contains great? Yes. And then you can process whatever you want. So you see, by using a simple method, you can find out many things about your text. Now, let's look into another problem, converting a CSV string into an array. So imagine if you're working on a database and you get a data in CSV format, which is comma separated values. So this comma separated values usually means that you, for example, if you have name, comma, last name, comma, for example, your email. So everything is actually comma separated for a single row. Then a second row would again contain the same values, comma separated. That's what CSV stands for. And it's a typical go-to format we use in database and transferring data and so on and so forth. So when you process it, you want to find out specific things. In this example, we want to convert this string into an array. So what we do is, for example, you have let a data, again a variable name, contains a string that has the CSV data, comma separated. So we say, hey, let's create another string, use this data variable dot split by comma. So what this split method will do is it will actually split your string based on this comma. So it will find the comma and separate this token, find another string that has a comma value, separate that token separately, and find another variable based on the comma and separate it. Hence, it will make all these three separate. How we process it, we use this as string dot split it with comma. Now remember, here I'm using comma. You can use with any other character for that matter as well. For example, if you just want to extract from an email address the first part of your email, which can be your username, so you can use at the rate here as well. You can say, hey, split, okay, split comma based on this at the rate sign. So this can be your email. That way you will get the first part of your email address and then at the rate. So this can be your username. So depending on what you exactly want to do, you can use any of these string methods. But again, knowing the use. So here the argument is the type that we want to separate. So because we are using CSV, we use a comma. If you are taking an email address, you can use that, the at the rate sign. Similarly, then once it returns a completely new string in form of an array, then when you print it on console.log this fruits, you will see that, hey, it's printed in array form. So knowing the arguments, knowing the return type is important when you're using methods. So there are many methods that exist in string by default within the JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript provides a vast array of string methods. I have a next tutorial actually is gonna be discussing all these different methods in detail. But at the same time, The key idea between every single method is simple: knowing what is the argument that we need to provide and the return type that they're going to return to us. Means once the operation is done, what will be the data that's going to be returned. In this case, the data is going to be array. In some cases, the data was true and false, like in previous example. In some cases, it will be a new string, right? So just knowing these two major things is one thing, and then you will be able to good to go. So do watch out for my next video where I'll discuss many other methods as well. So moving forward, now what do we mean by that? So the understanding the purpose and power of JavaScript methods is quite important. There are many methods, but how we use them is the key essential part. So you have seen the versatile string methods. From cleaning up the data to analyzing text, these tools are quite essential, for every developers. So hopefully you would have understood, okay, what is a string, what's a method, how we use them. So there are various different methods. So at least master 10 more key methods. Familiarize yourself with their syntax and examples, and try to solve some more real world problems. That's the key thing that we need to understand. Okay, so that concludes the session. As I said, it was just supposed to be a quick and short tutorial. Hopefully I will be making a detailed video of JavaScript strings, depends on how much the demand is. So if you like the video, you want to learn more about JavaScript strings, how we use them, do leave me a comment and I'll try to reply and make a detailed video as soon as I can. Okay, so this is Dr. Zishan. Thank you for watching, and please do subscribe if you still haven't subscribed. 90% of my viewers are not my subscribers, which is bad. It takes effort on making these presentations and recording and everything of that sort. So please do subscribe. Leave your comments and feedback. Did you like this video? Didn't like this video? Anything that you want to add up to it? It's a great help. Okay, and then while you add it, check out these new cool videos as well. My name is Dr. Zishan, signing off.